it's coming to the silly season. People are tired at the end of the year. Certainly in some industries, it's when there's a lot of Christmas functions and so forth, and people are also thinking about holidays over the Christmas break. And that is the time to not ignore this stuff because of everything we've just said. What you don't want to do is go away on holidays with a solution potentially with the ATO and come back with a much worse solution, or for some businesses, no solution because they just can't meet the new parameters that the ATO are requiring because over the break they've been served with a statutory demand or a statement of claim, which, we know they continue. The ATO doesn't sleep. This work continues and this activity continues. So I know if it's me and I've got an ATO debt, I'd rather go on holidays knowing that it's sorted than worrying about it, because people will worry about it. We know that when we talk to them. Get it sorted before you go, and then go and have a real holiday, knowing that everything's safe, that you're protected, that your business is protected, that your home is protected, and ultimately that your family's protected.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also another BAS coming up that's going to be due. A lot of people think, oh, well, if I'm in a payment plan and I don't lodge the BAS, then it won't default the payment plan. Or if I lodge it, but I just sort of ignore it, and I keep paying the payment plan. And as long as I pay the payment plan but don't worry about the BAS, everything will be all right. But by not paying the BAS or not lodging the BAS, if you're in a payment plan now, that will automatically default the arrangement. So even
That's
if
it.
you keep paying what you'd already agreed to, which I hear all the time, no, but I'm still in the plan because I'm paying it, that
Mm.
then turns into a voluntary payment and you're no longer in a compliant payment plan. So again, people ignore it. They go, well, I can't. The ATO told me this was the last chance, or I've been told I'm not going to get another payment plan. But that's where we come in and where we can still help. So with this BAS, it's also super important if you can't pay it to get either into a new arrangement, or if we have to renegotiate an old one, because that old one won't keep going and it won't keep you protected if you don't pay out BAS.
Yeah, and look, the ATO will work with us in this, and we do this every time, this time of year, every year. We have clients come to us and say, we're going into a quiet period. We're
Yeah.
going to struggle to meet that BAS. Can you do something about it? And we always say, absolutely. And as I said, if you ignore it and do nothing, it will default. But if you engage with the ATO, unless there's some, really, really poor compliance history and so forth, almost always the ATO will say, yes, we can vary the payments, we can renegotiate that, and we can do it all. And again, do it before the default happens and before you go on holidays so that you can relax.
And with the right information. So I think in the old days, there used to also be a theory, oh, well, I'll just get a payment plan. Every time that there's a BAS due, I'll ring up, tell them, roll the BAS in, and then move on. The ATO have changed. That's another thing that I think has significantly changed. It's not just a matter of rolling a new BAS in every 3 months. Where absolutely they'll work with us with the right information, but it's a new application because that old payment arrangement has defaulted. It's a new payment plan, a new arrangement explaining why it's defaulted, why it won't happen again, and why they should effectively give you another chance to roll that BAS in.
Yeah, and I feel for a lot of accountants in this context because they every accountant that I've spoken to has about half a dozen of clients like that who say, I can't pay it. Can you just go and
Just
sort this
make a
out and
call.
put it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it into a payment plan. It's easy. And they don't realize that it's actually really, it's not easy. And particularly if they have an existing payment plan or they've had some compliance issues with the ATO, it's not easy. And as I feel for them, and then they'll ring us and say, we've tried to do this and the ATO said no. And you're right, with the right information and positioned the right way, we can get there. But getting back to, again, something we've talked about, there is strict compliance with legal practice statements. This is not accounting work. It's never really been accounting work, but the poor accountants have had to deal with it. And they've been able to do it because of the way the ATO was pre. Now, the current ATO, which we talk about, is a very different beast.